you smell that engine? It's race time, baby! What's up, people? It's your boy JPlays, and today I just wanted to give you a quick rundown on how you can get started with your own little HoverRacer for this coming race. Now, I'm just going to quickly throw something together. It's going to grab this inline cockpit. The reason is I can actually throw an engine on the front, and that is going to at least give me basic ability to kind of kick on a retro rocket. We just need to be able to stop our forward velocity as best we can. Next thing you are going to need is a quick and light fuel source. It shouldn't take much fuel to get over there, so I'm actually going to grab this small fuel tank and just drain out all of the oxidizer. If you're wondering how you do that, you can right click on the tank itself and you'll see you have this gauge. You can actually click on this gauge and lower it completely down. And just to show you that, you can see from your center of mass as you add oxidizer how it goes forward and back. You do want to keep your center of mass on there because you kind of want to balance out your craft as best you can. Next, you are going to need an engine. Grab another basic jet engine, and you see we're just keeping it nice and simplistic. We actually need to jump over to aerodynamic because we are going to need some intakes. So you can quickly grab one, throw on one or two, and you should be good to go there. Under utility, if you have already installed the Kerbal Foundries mod, you now have in here some anti-grav pods. And now these you see there's the surface mount, and then there is your motor here, which kind of extends out a little bit. I prefer these. They are slightly heavier, so they're going to cost you a bit of weight. But you also have these here, which you can kind of snap underneath on almost on any surface, which I'll show you right quick, where this will work out and it will hover nicely, but also you have to kind of watch how much you're going to rotate and slide, because once you start making your adjustments, you can actually run into a lot of trouble, and I've crashed plenty of crafts using those. Now, I prefer these because, well, this is what I am kind of used to, and you just kind of paying attention to your arrow. Make sure that your arrow is pointing downwards. That's the way your anti-grav pods are going to project. So let's go ahead and show you a little trick here. If you right click on the anti-grav pod, you will see that you have strength, dampening, and height. Now for my crafts, I usually put the strength all the way up, and as well the dampening completely all the way up. And this actually gives me a nice stable craft. Now I'm actually going to take the height and lower that down to 0 for starts. Now I'm going to take this and see if I can maneuver it a bit right there, and then take a second one, just holding Alt there to create a new one, and slap this bad boy on right there. And hopefully I've given myself enough room for my landing gear. Next thing we need here, power generation. Now your engines will generate power, but I like to actually throw some extras on here. I'm just going to close out my center of mass there. Drop some of these in, and you can actually, if you are for looks, you can take this and flip them so they're on the inside of your craft. And if you do this, if you use this method, you can tuck them away nice and clean, and it gives you a nice pretty looking craft. You may want to hit Alt F12 if you're in Windows. I'm not sure what it is for a Mac, unfortunately. And you can hit Allow Part Clipping in Editors. That's going to allow you to kind of overlap your parts a bit, and it's going to let you get away with it, but do pay close attention to what you're doing, because it can have adverse effects once you're outside of the editor. Now you need your landing gear, so grab some quick LT1s. Let's get them on here, and this little itty bitty spot that we have available, and start with them extended or deployed. And we're just going to grab these from here, holding Alt, grabbing those out there, and doing the same thing back here. Now you need a way to turn. Now you can either use RCS, or you can actually jump back to aerodynamic and throw on some tail fins. It will work with tail fins, but you will run into some problems if you're trying to do really accurate movements. So RCS may be a cleaner method for you. And you can just go in here. You don't need very much. You can actually grab 2 of these and toss them on here. I went the wrong one. There we go. There we go. Okay, and then go to control and drop you some place anywheres, these actually help me out because this way is going to let you turn a bit better. You can actually jam these on here if you're nice and careful. And that way you actually can control this a lot better. Alright, so you have all this on here, and now you need to jump to your action groups. Under action groups, go to your custom one and click on your first anti-grav pod, and then click on your second one. Now I actually use two separate custom 1, custom 2 for my lift and my lower. So I'm just going to go to extend. This is going to increase the distance from the ground, increasing your hover height. The higher you go when you're hovering, the more power it takes, so pay attention to your electricity amounts. You might want to throw some batteries on there if you don't have enough generation to kind of save you while you're letting your engines kind of spool up. And then drop over to custom 2, hit retract, and then we're going to jump to custom 3. Custom 3 you can use for your main engine. Just go to toggle. Custom 4, go to your retro engine and toggle. And there you go. You are ready for your basic liftoff, and I'm just going to show you what that looks like. Alright, so here we are with our craft. Now normally if you're trying to do a speed test, you want to really quickly do all these. So what you want to do is toggle your SAS. Next thing you need to do is I usually bring down my resources so I can watch all this. And then start pressing 1 and your craft is going to lift off the ground. Kick on your engines, toggle your RCS, and spin yourself around, or you can even shoot straight down. Now you can sneak out the back here, it's totally fine, and to try to reach the runway. Toggle your main engine and away you go, and you are off to the races. So I'm just going to continue to lift myself up. I like to stay a nice distance off the ground. Just make sure once again you are watching your electrical charge. So that is pretty much the basis of how to get your HoverRacer up and off the ground, and hopefully you have learned something, and hopefully I was able to provide you at least a few ideas in creating your craft. Now this one isn't going to be exactly fast, it's not going to be exactly slow, but you get the point on how to do it. So if you like what you're seeing, hit that like button, hit that sub button, follow along, and also drop me in a comment. And I mean, we can all share ideas on how to build the craft. It's really going to take a lot of your flying skill to get from here, from point A to point B safely without destroying, damaging your craft. And I hope to catch you guys in the next video, and I hope you enjoy the race. If you have already, click on that link, or if you haven't already, click on the link below in the descriptions, and you will there be able to see all the race board and who's on top, who's trailing behind. I'm just going to leave mine as a baseline, my 5 minutes. I'm really not that good at this race. But if you are able to beat 5 minutes, you are ready to go for round 2 if you can beat anyone that's in the top 10. So I hope that you guys will give this a shot, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And this has been your boy JPlays, and I'm out. Peace.
Take it like a Kerbal!
You're gonna run into the building, don't run into the building, don't run into the building, don't run into the building. We're gonna run into the building. Oh, we did not run into the building.